congratulations on the film.
Thank you.
Beautiful,
Thank you so much.
moving. And it felt to me like, as well as being a tribute to Jonathan, a love letter to artists, to performers, and to musical theatre itself. And I wondered how intentional that was.
Yes, it's all of that. It is a love letter to theater. It is, Jonathan Larson is the composer who made me want to write, and I was 10 when he was 30. I remember New York in 1990. I remember the AIDS crisis even at age 10. I remember having my AIDS education class in 1992. My teacher was an incredible AIDS activist named Perry Halkitis, who happened to be my 6th grade teacher, and I am so lucky in retrospect because that's the person I called when I was making this movie to give me details. What was it like? Who was in the way? You see quite the Jesse Helms shout out in this movie. That's because I called my 6th grade teacher and said, all right, who impeded progress in 1990? Because I wanted to get that era right. We lost a generation of artists. We lost a generation of folks. Howard Ashman should be on this fucking press line telling you about his next musical, but we lost him to HIV/AIDS, and so it was very important to tell that story because that was something that Jonathan was concerned with telling.
So, Robin de Jesús had me in tears. A couple of points in the
Yes.
Just a bit about your past history with him and why you want to start with the film.
Absolutely. Robin, I still call him my cousin, even though he's not technically my cousin because he played my cousin Sonny in The Heights for a year. But before that, he was already a queer icon in camp as like a teenager, as an out teenager. And what has been one of the great joys of my life has been watching him mature into the incredible actor he's become. That guy gets a Tony nomination at bat. Every time he gets a job on Broadway, he gets a Tony nomination. His recognition is so long overdue, and his chemistry with Andrew was so instant in that audition. It was so exciting to see my friend get this job and then knock it out of the park.
Something that I feel like I haven't really seen depicted very much is the friendship between straight man and especially just actually the heart of the film. It's almost one of the love stories in the film.
It's the central love story of the film, and it's important to know that Jonathan, in his initial writing of this, dedicated it to his best friend, Matt O'Grady, who is the basis for Michael in the film. So it's actually in the DNA of it, that love story, that love story to his friend. He wrote it he dedicated to his friend Matt, and you'll see that dedication in the closing credits of our film as well. And Matt is still with us, and Matt gave us incredible insights into who Jonathan was and how he imbued the most mundane things with a sense of occasion, and we really took all those details to make our movie.
People who love musical theatre will spot composers, prolific stars, and probably won't really give away who they can expect.
Right.
Why did you want to explore those people, and what was that sequence like to see?
Well, some of the folks people consider cameos are not cameos to me. I just like working with the best actors, and I think that more often than not they come from the theater. So some of these folks who was like, oh my god, I saw this person and that person. I was like, well, yeah, they're amazing, and I cast them in my movie. But I think you're talking about the Sunday sequence, and in the Sunday sequence, Jonathan wrote the most lovely and hilarious ode to his hero, Stephen Sondheim, but he always sang it at a piano. It was always a one-man band, and I wanted to he never heard it sung by a choir, and I wanted to give him the choir of his dreams. That was my entire thesis with that sequence.